Hi and welcome to the myITChap video blog. Ben Daniel with you for episode number 2. Today we are looking at the TP-Link portable 3.75G wireless N router. TL-MR3020 is actually the model number. But now, it's a fairly small little beast. That's the size of it. If I grab something that'll give you a decent size comparison, the AA battery I have on the bench here, and put that up beside it, and that is the size of it. It is fairly small. If I just put the battery there in front of it as well, hopefully it doesn't roll away on me. Straighten up. Haha, we have a runaway battery this morning. And it won't stay there. There we go. That is basically the size of it. It is small. I'll show you it in a bit more detail shortly. But it can be powered by absolutely almost any power source you can throw at it. We'd love to know whether there's somebody out there who'd like to have a bash at doing a 5-volt regulator circuit for it. It runs off the standard USB 5-volt. I may actually do one myself in the end and have a look at it. But if there's somebody out here who has a 5-volt regulator around that'll do a maximum draw of 1 amp, well, knock up a circuit and see whether we can make it work, because it is powered directly from a single USB port. Most of the time. Just incidentally, and as a side note, people ask me every time they get a lead which has two USB plugs on it. And, well, that's basically if the USB port you've plugged it into does not have the draw power and capability. Rare in these days. Believe me, it is very rare in these days, because the spec of USB ports is fairly good. It is really good as far as nowadays to actually do that. So, what else comes in the box? As I said, that's one of the things. We have the plug pack for it. The little CD, which makes it useless for anybody using a Mac unless you've got a external drive, and a little Ethernet cable, which you'll probably never use because you'll go after you'll need a longer longer Ethernet cable than that one, and in some cases you'll probably also need a longer USB cable than that one as well. Now, as I said, it can be powered by many sources. We've had this plugged into a Mac, a MacBook Pro, to my iMac here, which we record this video blog on. My MacBook Pro, we've had it plugged into that, which is the plug pack that comes with it. But also, if you're somebody who travels with an iPad or an iPhone or something like that a lot, and you don't want to weigh yourself down with 2 chargers, with that one as well, and you can get away with, and you know that you're not going to be charging your iPhone, or you can plug your iPhone or iPad into your Mac, or even plug this router into your Mac, you can generally use it from the Mac charger, which we've also done as well. But as I said, we've had it plugged into my Beetle through a little USB or 12-volt USB adapter, which just plugs into the cigarette lighter socket in the bug, and it has worked perfectly with that. So let's take a closer look at this device. Okay, basically your operation lights are down in here. I'll explain them later when we power this up. This is basically the wireless setup button. It allows you, if you've got another TP-Link that supports, if you've got another TP-Link wireless card or something like that supports WPS setup, you can push that button, activate the WPS either in software, or some of the external ones come with a button on them. You can push that as well. It will negotiate with the router to set up the wireless connection. Personally, not a good thing. Oh no, I did have that up the right way. I thought I was going to have it upside down, and we're a bit out of focus again. We are just a tad out of focus. I will try to fix that focus up. That's as good as we're going to get it for this. So Mode switch, you can have it for the 3G only. I have not investigated the modes in this, whether they allow fallback to another modem or something like that you can plug in through the WAN LAN port here, the Ethernet port. Most of the time, if you're using this as a 3G, you will not need to use, you probably won't want to use another modem on this anyway, the power port, and if we spin it round, there's the 3G connection. So how is this all set up? Well, let's get our power lead sitting over here and plug it in. Let's get our power lead and plug it in. Sit that there. Well, whoops, we'll just sit that any old way. Excuse my hands in the road of the camera. We'll plug that into an extension USB port I've got here and let this power up. We might just, while this is happening, zoom in on the ports, on the lights here a little bit and show you what goes on. I'm just waiting for the ion. Let me come back out. No, let me come back out. Change plan. Come back out quickly. I'm waiting for, there we go. I was just waiting for the wireless light to pop up. Once the wireless light's popped up, we've found the bestest way to do that is once the router's actually booted, then plug the 3G modem in. It does work with the 3G modem plugged in it, 3G modem plugged into it, but sometimes it just gets a little bit wonky and won't detect the modem. This is still detecting the modem, so we'll just we'll do the zoom in now, and there we go. It's detected the modem. It will go out again. It will come back on, we hope. Unless I'm going to have to reboot this. We have had this issue before. All right. All right. Just to explain that, we've just gotten back here. We're just back now after getting this to run again. This is probably the actual third or fourth take we've done of this, and the router decided to do one of its not very often idiosyncrasy things. We've just noticed it does this occasionally where it refuses to recognize the modem and needs to be rebooted a couple of times. You can still get it up and running within 5 minutes, I can guarantee that. But so, right, we're up and running. You've got your power, your USB 3G modem, LED and traffic when it flashes. Wireless, this one here which is off at the moment is Ethernet. As I said, you've got your WPS button. This also doubles as your hardware or factory default reset button. You push it and hold it for 10 seconds, you will reset the router to factory defaults. So that sort of wraps that sort of thing. So as I said, it can be powered by anything. It comes up really quickly, is generally easy for most people to use. I would recommend it to anybody who's traveling, doing a lot of stuff out there, has a 3G modem. Even if you've got that 3G wireless, that 3G internet modem in your office or in your house, this would be a very good recommendation to have. I will just grab it very quickly, and that's it. That's what it looks like. We are going to do some more with this. As I said, if somebody can come up with a regulator project for this, if someone wants to really have a bit of fun with some electronics, knows a bit about them, knows how to put it together, this can either be on a hacked USB-B, mini B cord where you've chopped the big end off, or if you can source the full-sized USB port, the A port, you can easily knock it up out of that because you're only feeding 5 volts at 900 milliamps maximum at it. So it ain't too hard to do, and I reckon you could power it from a 9-volt battery. There's a challenge. Now, a couple of idiosyncrasies we did notice. Couple of things we did notice. The modem one, which you just saw. But that happens rare. This is a first off one, and we've only struck it with this device, with this one only. We're going to buy a second one and see if it's the same thing with that as well. This had the little piece of software in it, which is the DCHB server, turned off when we got it. We could not get an IP address from it. I spent half an hour mucking around with it saying, why aren't I getting an IP address? We'd done factory default resets, looked at it from various ways, tried to put the tongue in the right position, wouldn't work. Even tried standing on my head to get it to work, wouldn't work. Finally, I thought, all right, let's set things up as a static IP address. I knew what the default IP address of this was going to be from the instruction manual, set it up, looked at it, set my MacBook up, plug the Ethernet into it, and I recommend you do that when you first set it up. Plug direct via Ethernet. It can set up via wireless, but you'll disconnect and reconnect a few times and it'll get a bit wonky. Set the static IP addresses up though, got into the interface of it and found the DCHP server was completely and utterly turned off. Interesting. Yet the instruction menu you get with it, the quick start guide, says that it will issue an IP address. Just a word of warning if you grab hold of one, and don't expect it to be dead when you get it and it doesn't give you an IP address and you can't access it. Check your IP address settings. I will, if there are enough comments about it, explain it. But that wraps it up. So that is the TP-Link 3G 3.75G wireless N router. Yes, it is wireless N as well. It'll give you 150 megabits per second over the wireless maximum. So you'll probably get about 80. We haven't done speed tests or anything like that on it. We are going to probably put another video up of this, which is a field test. We may very well do that. I may do that over on my own personal video blog, which is getting up and running as well. So we'll see what we do with that at this point. But that basically wraps it up for now. Highly recommend it, even though it has got a few little hiccups or idiosyncrasies. A couple of them will be fixed in firmware. It could even be the modem problem we've got here is it's detecting the modem, but we still need to install the actual full modem configuration file onto this, which is available through the TP-Link website. As I said, I'd put the link for this router into the description here. Please rate, subscribe, send us messages. We love video responses as well. If you want to put them in, we'll look at them as well. Thank you very much, and I'm Ben Daniel from myITChap, where we just don't service computers, we serve people with computers. Catch you next time.